No diet can change this. Our diet can't change this. Gastric bypass can't change that.
This is Nanette DeGroat.
So get the Malamars out of the house, get all that stuff out of the house. Or if you have other people in the house that don't think they should be punished because you're on a diet, make sure you have just one cabinet for them and, that's it.
But not the Nan DeGroat you used to know when she was a school teacher 4 years ago and 50 pounds overweight.
I lost 50 pounds in 65 days.
And that had people asking questions. So she showed them what she did and started coaching them.
I was having so much fun doing it, and it really started taking off.
I can wrap my head around this.
And it was taking off so quickly that Nanette found herself at a career path crossroad.
By the end of that school year, I had to make a decision because the business was getting much larger than I ever expected, and I couldn't keep up with both.
So the math teacher analyzed the numbers. She looked at her flourishing new business and compared it with her teaching job, and the numbers didn't add up. She resigned as a teacher and devoted her full-time attention to Breakthrough M2, a weight loss supplement program.
I loved teaching, and I love teaching math, and I love high schoolers, but this was definitely more rewarding for me because this was a subject that was very close to my heart. I had struggled with weight loss, losing weight for 22 years. I'd gotten up to 215 pounds at one point. I'd done so many other diets, and this one really just changed my life.
And now Nanette is changing other people's lives by the thousands.
We put on over 3,000 people in the last 4 years.
The Breakthrough M2 program is a complete departure from her math class lessons, but once a teacher, always a teacher. And Nan is still using her classroom skill set to communicate life lessons.
Well, you're 12 pounds though, aren't you? Didn't I tell you you're going to be 12 to 15 pounds? Yes, I did.
And instead of teaching square roots and fractions, Nan is now solely focused on measurements and the greatest common factor.
Weight loss is possible. Lasting, permanent weight loss is possible.
And she drives that message home through her unique brand of support and guidance.
I think the coaching is the biggest key. I think the support that you get from everybody through the website and from Nanette and from Brian and Nadine, I think that's the big key to the program, is that you can reach out and you know that there's people that are in the same situation you are.
The fact that we're teaching people to eat all whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and proteins. There's nothing packaged, there's no shakes, there's no bars, there's none of that stuff. And then in that whole process of them on the program and losing weight, that's such motivation for them to keep going. That motivation actually ends up creating good habits for people, so that when they come off of this program, they've actually built some really good habits that they can take with them. And they're not trying to figure out, okay, what do I eat now? They've been eating real food the whole time. In fact, they can visit restaurants when they're on the program. They can do all of that.
So Nan has now transitioned that successful track record into the next phase of her health and wellness business with a unique process of utilizing minerals to purify, detox, and de-stress the body. It's called Slimmer Silhouette.
Slimmer Silhouette Body Wrap is a body wrapping system formulated to reduce inches, diminish cellulite, smooth, tighten, and detoxify skin for a healthy experience by using wrapping techniques and our exclusive all-natural mineral solution formula.
And while this process has been used in California for the past 10 years as a secret of the Hollywood stars, Nan is the only facility in New York.
I think one just opened up in New Jersey, and then there's another one that opened up in Connecticut.
Here's how it works.
The body has 3 different types of fat. 2 of them are clean and edible and usable, and the third source is all the fat that we have that we just want to get rid of, that jelly belly, the muffin top, all of that. That fat in and of itself is not edible in its current state because it is toxic. When the body takes in a lot of toxins, if it can't metabolize them through the liver and the kidneys, gallbladder, pancreas, the liver will wrap those toxins in fat and put it into storage. Well, now that fat is no longer edible because it has all these toxins inside of it. And that's what the body does. Those toxic fat cells go into the cell wall, and then it closes down and they're stuck in there. So in this process, what the body's doing when the minerals are coming in, the cell walls will naturally absorb the minerals. It takes precedence over whatever's in there. Now, the reason why the body's able to release that toxic fat in the way that it does when you're getting sculpted is because your pores are wet and they're open. You're never dehydrated with our system, which is a very unique thing because most body wrap systems, I guess you could call them, are dehydrating, and that's why people are seeing inch loss, but they also see the inches coming back within a week or so because they've hydrated back up again. In this case, we're literally soaking you with mineral water after we've wrapped you with wet bandages, but now that the pores are wide open, the body has no problem releasing those toxins through the skin. The absorption of the minerals opens up the cells and the fat is released, and then the cells are filled with the minerals. And that's one of the reasons why people feel so much better when they leave, because they're literally absorbing just tons and tons of minerals through the bloodstream directly, completely bypassing the digestive system.
You're actually moving, and that's what gets the minerals into your system. It gets your lymphatic system going, which is what we want, and that's what gets those minerals into your bloodstream, which is fabulous.
This back here is our sculpting room. We have 2 different sides, and yes, those really are stripper poles. It does make it easier for our clients to hold on to when we're sculpting them.
You know, the first day that I did it that day, I felt very relaxed. I slept better that night. The next day I felt more energized. So it's kind of like you can feel some of the effects of it even days after you've had the wraps done.
Any tense muscles you have, it just melts it away. It just helps clear your mind. It's like sitting in a yoga class, I guess, where you can just hum your way away. You get to shake your way away.
The average inch loss per session is anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, could be more. We had one woman that lost 18 inches total from chin down. It was just astonishing to see how big her pants were around her waist. You know, we have another woman that lost 6 inches just on her waist.
Nan cautions that kind of inch loss is not typical, but it is possible.
The inches lost are fantastic. I like the way I feel afterwards. You know, we all live extremely stressful lives, and this is a great way to relieve some of that stress. And of course, if we lose inches along the way, that's fabulous, which it definitely does, but health-wise, just the way I feel afterwards is worth every cent of it.
And it's not always the financial part of it, obviously. It's not about that for me. It's about what we're doing for other people. And when people walk in here and tell me that they're off their medications or they're, you know, they've completely changed their lifestyle, it's awesome.
So while Nanette has changed her career path from math teacher to health and wellness coach, she is still making it all add up.
So putting the 2 together seems to be really a 1-2 punch when it comes to losing the inches and losing the weight at the same time.